Hi, this is Tashika, and I'm here with Misha Harville. I'll be asking questions for a class project that will be shown to media professionals and posted on YouTube. Hi, Misha.
Hi.
Have you ever been affected by a misleading news report?
Not that I can think of right now. I'm sure it has happened. So, no.
Have you ever been fearful after watching or reading a news story?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What type of story left you fearful?
I can definitely remember the first time a news story really scared me. I was in fifth grade, and it was when I heard about 9/11. And that news story, scared me to death. And so I remember that experience. And then other things like bombings and things like that you see on TV. So stories like that can be really, really scary. And also like statistics about violence in the area, those things can really make you hyper aware of how violent certain areas can be.
Do you think it's important to see those type of news stories, or do you wish that it was more or less downplayed?
I think so. I think it is important just because um, we need to know what's going on. We have to know what's going on in our world. And so if it's the facts, it's the facts. And it is what it is.
How often do you watch television or read news online or in print?
Every day. Every day. With my students, I do a morning minute, which is on CNN, and it's literally 60 seconds of the biggest world stories that are going on. And then we'll watch CNN Student News, which is a 10-minute segment that takes all the big things that are happening, kind of expands on them a little bit. So every single day, whether it's on CNN's website or some form of print news.
Do you generally believe what you read or see that is presented as news from the media?
I usually just try to take everything with a grain of salt. And so if there's something that I feel that's unbelievable or seems too good to be true, I'll usually try to do some research on it. But then, how can you trust your research? So I just try to do my best to find out, okay, yes, this really did happen, or these facts are a little bit shady. I try to do some research on my own just to make sure, I'm finding out the truth.
Is there something that was presented to you by the media that you found not to be true?
Um, hmm. I think I hear a lot of negative things in the media about our district, about the district that I work in, and I found it not to be true at all because I work in the district. I found a lot of negative things being said about our students, and I work with some of the best students that I've ever met, some of the most hardworking students who are getting scholarships and who are doing college and high school at the same time. And so, not that they're completely wrong, but I think there's a certain negative spin that sometimes gets added to certain stories about my students.
So would you say you trust the media?
Not 100%, no.
And what media do you read or watch more, and why?
Most often it's CNN because that's what I choose to show to the students. And if it's not that, then the Plain Dealer. I also look at the Vindicator. Um, I like USA Today. So all those print.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
do you prefer local news or national news?
I'd say with 10 being like my highest level of preference, I would say that local news is like about a 7 or 8 because it's my world, it's my world around me, and then worldwide news, 4 or 5. So I like both, but obviously what's in my neighborhood, what's going on around me, is more pertinent to me.
Do you trust local news more than you trust national news?
I'm not sure. I don't know if I ever thought about it that way, but I feel like I do trust local news more because I see the people who are doing the stories, and I know that's crazy, but I think because I've met some of them and I talked to them, they seem like trustworthy people, so I'm more likely to trust them than, say Anderson Cooper, who I'll never meet, um, who, has a huge job covering unlimited amounts of stories.
In the media, there has been some reporters who have been found to falsify some accounts that they've had. Does that make you more weary of trusting media personnel?
It does, and that's sad when that happens, but I just like to believe the best about people and hope that I am being told the truth or that I'm consuming media that is truthful.
And do you prefer the newspaper, online news, or television news, or social media?
Definitely newspaper. I'm kind of old school when it comes to that. I mean, I teach English, so of course I'm going to be into the reading part of it and choosing words carefully and things like that. So definitely newspaper, print media.
All right. Thank you so much for interviewing me.